Good morning all. How are you children? I hope all of you doing very well. In today's class we are going to discuss about Vijayanagara Empire. During 14th century India was ruled by sultanates. Kings like Muhammad Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak ruled India for a long duration and looted the wealth of Indians. Along with that, they tried to impose their tradition, their culture and religion upon Indians. To oppose this, 5 brothers from southern India decided to establish their own kingdom, and that kingdom is known as Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara Empire was founded in 1336 on the banks of river Tungabhadra by Harihara, Bukkaraya, Kampana, Marappa and Muddappa. The capital city of this dynasty is Hampi, which is located in Ballari, and today Hampi is recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Center, which is a thing of proud for us. The emblem of this dynasty is boar or Varaha. The empire was ruled by 4 dynasties. They are Sangama dynasty, Saluva dynasty, Tuluva dynasty and Aravidu dynasty. Now let's study all these dynasties and the prominent kings of these dynasties one by one. First of all, I would like to discuss about Sangama dynasty. Sangama dynasty ruled from 1336 to 1485. The famous king of this dynasty is Harihara. Harihara was the first king of this dynasty. His achievements were he took control over regions of Tungabhadra river and established Vijayanagara Empire along with his brothers. Later, he extended his empire from Konkan coast to Nelluru and from river Krishna to river Kaveri, and thus he defeated sultans of Maduguri and extended his kingdom. He defeated Reddis and captured Penukonda. These were the achievements of Bukkaraya. The next famous king of Sangama dynasty is none other than Pravdadevaraya. Pravdadevaraya was the famous king from Sangama dynasty. He has titles like Gajabentegara and Chatussamudradishwara. He appointed Muslim soldiers who were skilled in archery and horse taming. The reason behind of this appointment is he wanted to face efficiently the sultans of Delhi. Later, he defeated Reddis of Kondavedu and he also defeated Ahmad Shah and captured the famous Madugal fort along with Raichuru and Bankapur. His commander Lakkanna Dandesha defeated the kings of Kerala and Sri Lanka and collected a huge tributary to Pravdadevaraya. The next dynasty we are going to discuss about is Saluva dynasty. It ruled from 1485 to 1505. This dynasty established by Narasimha, who was the commander of Pravdadevaraya. After the death of Pravdadevaraya, he declared his freedom and became the emperor of Vijayanagara dynasty. He ruled from 1485 to 1503. After his death, his commander Narasanayaka started his rule, and his rule is known as the rule of Tuluva dynasty. Tuluva dynasty ruled from 1505 to 1567, and very famous king of this dynasty is none other than Krishna Devaraya, who was prized by so many peoples along with foreign visitors or foreign travelers. Let's study about Krishna Devaraya and his achievements. First achievement of Krishna Devaraya is he was the most popular king of Vijayanagara because he seized Shivanasamudra from King Ummatturu. Okay, after that he won Raichur in 1512 and later he captured Goa from Portuguese. The next achievement of Krishna Devaraya is he captured Kalinga and married the daughter of Kalinga king Prataparudra. After defeating Prataparudra, he married his daughter and along with that he captured his state also. Later he captured Kalburgi and Bidar fort, and he extended his territory. During capturing Bidar, he released the son of king who was captive in a jail and got a title Yavana Raja Pratishthapanacharya. This was the title of Krishna Devaraya. Okay. Dear children, now let's study about the administrative setup of Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara Empire has a strong central administration system. It means king is the central of administration and he can take any decisions and that decisions were final. The next one is the king was supreme judiciary. It means any person who is feeling that injustice was made with him can approach the judiciary system in village level or city level or regional level or provinces level. If he is not satisfied with the judgment, he can approach the king for his final judgment. The next one is the kingdom was divided into provinces and the provinces were again divided into regions. Regions were again divided into cities and cities were divided into villages. This division was done for the purpose of smooth administration. Next one is there were many ministers to look after the administrative matters. Kings are appointing so many ministers to guide them or to give proper directions. Next one, 1/6 of land revenue was collected by the people, okay, because land revenue is the main source of income. Along with land revenue, the kings were collecting professional tax, road tax, fair tax, etc. Professional tax means the tax which is collected from the professionals such as teachers or doctors or musicians, like that. Okay, fair tax means the tax which is imposed on fairs, jatregalu. Okay. Next one is Arabian horses were the center of attraction of Vijayanagara administration. The kings are importing horses from northern parts of India, Arabia, and they were the center of attraction. Okay. Next we are going towards social status. In society, child marriage, sati system and Devidasi system were in practice. Okay. Dear children, you know what is child marriage, what is sati system, because in previous year we studied that Devidasi system means none other than leaving small girl childs in a temple to serve the god. Okay, that is called as Devidasi system. Okay, they should stay there. Along with that they should serve the temple. Next one is women had respect in society. The next social status of Vijayanagara Empire is they are celebrating Deepavali and Dasara grandly. Okay, the kings patronizing Dasara festival. Next one is there are two sects in society. They were Vaishnavism and Shaivism. Okay, the worshipper of Lord Vishnu and the worshipper of Lord Shiva, both are living together and leading a harmonious and prosperous life. Next we are moving towards the economic status of Vijayanagara Empire. Economic status means related to money and wealth. Okay, agriculture was the main occupation of people in Vijayanagara Empire. Farmers, they are growing rice, they are growing maize, they are growing sugarcane and cotton. Okay, kings encouraging agriculture by providing tank facility, water facility, etc. Rice, cotton, diamonds, sugar, sandal, spices, etc. were exported to foreign countries. Okay, and one more special thing we should notice here. During Vijayanagara Empire, we have a wonderful market setup. The markets of India are prized by the foreign travelers also. Okay, one of the famous traveler, Domingo Faes, tells that all things from all over the world are available in the markets of Vijayanagara Empire. Right. We are exporting horses, silk, makmal clothes to foreign countries during Vijayanagara rule. Okay. Next one is Bhatkal, Honnavar, Mangalore are the important ports of this time and they were the main places of foreign trade. In the next class we are going to discuss about literature and Rakkasadangadi war.